morons. It seems like they're everywhere you turn. Every single day they invade the headlines. Another half-wit criminal with a half-baked scheme. Another social media simpleton going viral. Another Florida man stretching the bounds of stupidity, or another pack of SJWs throwing a temper tantrum. And that's not even the worst of it. From the empty talking heads on the cable news channels, to the humorless hacks in Hollywood, to the pea-brained politicians pulling the puppet strings, everywhere you look, there's another idiot telling you how to live your life.
Like, people should be able to, like, eat what they want, do what they want.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's not like he's going out there in his campaign ads like, Joe Biden is a reptile man.
He keeps the streets of Gotham City much safer than Commissioner Gordon, but he doesn't wear a badge because Batman doesn't have to follow any rules.
You know, all the kids started ganging up on him and calling him a little googly-eyed, get-your-pants jelly boy.
Oh, I say the N-word all the time now. You know, I just go out on the strip and I scream it.
You say a succubbitch?
Whoa, reverend.
A succubus. You don't know what a succubus is. You mean you talking like Cardi? Like Cardi B? I heard she got that wop.
Well, Jay and Anisa have had enough. Armed with clever satire, madcap humor, and the craziest cast of characters in podcasting, they're lining up and taking aim at the world of stupidity every single week. Because it is time to go to war. The War on Morons.
It is Tuesday, January 5th, 2020, and this is episode 62 of The War on Morons. I'm Jay.
And I'm Anisa, and this is the only show online where we speak truth to stupidity every single week.
Yeah, and first off, let's just say that it is great to be back.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Of course, we've been off for the past couple weeks, and shout out to Vinny V and Ray Robinson for covering us last week, and of course, Dirk Shocker and TJ Epstein and their crew for taking the reins on Christmas. But yeah, I'm sure just glad to be back behind this microphone on Hami Media Group to start off 2021 right. How about you?
Well, you know, I gotta say, that was a pretty diplomatic way of saying we had to cut our vacation short before those lunatics ran our show into the ground.
You know, we're on air right now. We can't call them, like...
I mean... Did you listen to the last two episodes?
Yeah, I listened.
I mean, it sounded like you were hiring guest hosts from a mental institution or something.
I thought Vinny and Dirk did a great job. I thought they did an awesome job.
Okay, sure. We'll just let the audience be the judge of that, I guess. As always, you can find our past shows at hamimediagroup.podbean.com in case you missed them, along with dozens of hours of great content every single week. Wrestling, comedy, conspiracy, pop culture, I mean, you name it, they got it.
Yeah, and finally, if you want to be part of the show, hit us up on social media. Just look for The War on Morons. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, MeWe, Parler. You can find us on YouTube. Better yet, just find us directly. You can shoot us an email at thewaronmorons@gmail.com, or best of all, dial up our call-in line, 813-906-9099.
Yeah, catch us live. I mean, call in, we'll talk to you on the air, or just leave us a message and we'll play it on next week's show.
Yep. And now, for this week's Stack of Stupidity.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start things off in 2021, where we went so often for content last year, the woke mob. But you will not believe who these people are reaching back to the history books to cancel this time.
I don't know. Martin Luther King, for representing the patriarchy, you know, because of the king.
Sure.
Maybe Gandhi, for stalking women on Facebook Messenger.
I don't think Gandhi.
You don't think Gandhi would do that? He was Indian.
Well,
Bubs and machine, please. I need to see them.
as ridiculous as that is, This is even more ridiculous. So, a Time magazine article about Helen Keller made some waves last week because it contained a quote from a Black disability rights activist who actually called Keller out for being, and I quote, just another privileged white person who deserves to be canceled.
Yeah, I mean, who needs sight or hearing, when you've got the power of skin color? She's just jealous of her intersectionality level. She's like, okay, you're blind and, you can't hear.
She couldn't even speak.
Yeah, but, she was white though, so... I mean, I'm sure Helen Keller felt blessed because of the fact that she had white skin.
Ironically, Helen Keller was also, on their side. Little known fact, later in life, she was a card-carrying member of the Socialist Party.
I thought she just played pinball all day long. You mean she was out there, taking political sides?
Pinball? Wait, they didn't even have pinball in her time.
They made a whole play about her.
What?
And that deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pin.
Okay, you know what? Do you have a story that we can cut to? Let's just...
All right.
Wow.
Speaking of ridiculous, retroactive race cancellations, noted haven of sanity and rationality, San Francisco reportedly wants its school district to change the name of Abraham Lincoln High School because the former president, and this is a quote, did not show that Black lives ever mattered to him.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So leading the Union through the Civil War, freeing all the slaves, getting assassinated, asshole. None of that ever happened because, he didn't go on record saying that Black lives matter. I mean...
He didn't show it.
Lincoln's canceled. I totally get it. I mean, I saw they tore down a statue of him the other day, too.
Yeah, I mean, he may have ended slavery, but he didn't literally take a knee for the black man.
Right, and that's what's most important. You got to do the posturing.
But, they should actually they should find all of the Lincoln statues and they should replace him with statues of people that did get on their knees for the black man. Like, for instance, Nancy Pelosi.
What?
Remember last year? She put on the Kente cloth.
Oh my god!
And she went down on the congressional floor. She couldn't get back up. But they could get a.
Was that because she's old or drunk?
Both. But yeah, they could replace statues of Lincoln with statues of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer in Kente cloth, or best of all, better yet, Kamala Harris. Yeah, because she got down on both knees for Willie Brown.
Wow. Yeah, fuck that Abe Lincoln guy. That's a much better statue for sure.
She would have done that, too, if it would help her get some political power. She just wasn't born yet. Okay. Before that gets any more graphic,
let's just move on to the opposite coast, where a judge in Virginia's Fairfax Circuit Court has ruled that it is impossible for black defendants to have a fair trial. Impossible. Why?
Okay.
Because of the mere presence of portraits of former judges in the courtroom, symbolizing it as a place historically administered by white men.
I mean, you'd really think that these courts would have something more important to do right now. I mean,
what could that possibly be?
Just an idea. I'm no legal expert, but maybe at least until January 20th, maybe they should quit throwing out all the voter fraud cases. If they're going to be taking on these social justice nonsense cases.
They can't take on these cases. They can't take on the voter fraud cases. They have to rehang portraits.
Yes.
I mean, that's so much more important. And the best part is the portraits aren't even all of white men. The entire premise is completely made up.
But never let facts get in the way of outrage.
Good idea. Good advice. Sage advice going into 2021, folks.
Yeah. Next up. Speaking of getting triggered for no goddamn good reason at all, pro-fat activists. In case you didn't know, that's a thing now. Pro-fat activists are putting down their ice cream spoons and picking up their pitchforks over the news that Lizzo is doing a smoothie detox.
Okay, I mean, that's gotta be, what did you just do, like a Mad Libs? Like, that doesn't even, what?
Well, Mad Libs is right, because the libs are mad, I guess you could call her a morbidly obese rapper. She's normally known for making terrible, annoying music, and for losing the governor's race in Georgia a couple years ago.
Okay, come on.
That's not the same person?
No.
You could have fooled me. Anyway, Lizzo is trying to shed a few pounds, and I would say good for her. It's
her body, her choice, right? That's what they always say.
I would have thought, but she put that on her Twitter. Of all the things that people are putting on their Twitters these days, you'd think that saying, "Hey, I'm starting a new diet," would be pretty fucking innocuous. You'd be wrong.
Right?
Yeah, her fans are in an uproar over this.
Really?
Yeah, they went on Twitter. She's canceled. They're saying things like, "Girl," I imagine this is how they. "Girl, I almost got a Lizzo tattoo. Glad I didn't. She gonna betray us like this? This is a slap in the face. Promoting this stuff. Promoting this mess. This is directly damaging to the community. I thought she was rallying for us." This was a good one. "My heart hurts with all my fat peers today."
That last one might just be cardiac arrest. Like, she might want to get that checked out.
Pretty good. I love that the first one was like, "I'm so glad I dodged a bullet and didn't defile my body with a tattoo of that turncoat bitch." And then went right back into, like, shoving Haagen-Dazs down her throat, like, as her entire personality. And, like, I'm not one to be like, "Hey, look, I'm in great shape." I'd love to be in better shape. I would love to. But that's kind of like the point here, like...
It's hard to do. And so if somebody starts making healthy choices and they can actually see results from that, like, good for them. That should be, like, a positive thing.
Yeah, like, I know that it's hard to lose weight. So if you do the hard work to do it, like... You shouldn't have to worry about losing your goddamn fan base.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I agree that, lots of people are overweight and we don't see enough of that in, popular media. So I understand, in a way, why Lizzo became so popular. Because there are a lot of people who look like her out there who probably, saw something of themselves in her. But the fact of the matter is, you can't get so caught up in a celebrity who, literally we just found out about last year, or a year or two ago. She hasn't been a celebrity for very long, and all of a sudden this is, something that you're, so upset about. You were going to get a tattoo of her,
That just goes to show that, you're gonna get a tattoo of somebody that you just found out about last year. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No regrets.
Right,
You're gonna have some regrets, buddy.
Seriously.
And pro-fat activism. Fat positivity. When the fuck did that become a thing? It's New Year's, though. All I can say is, New Year's, everybody out there, if you have a resolution, just be prepared. You're gonna be canceled.
Yeah, definitely. No, 2020 broke us all, and so now we're just demonizing anybody who has a resolution to better their lives in some way in 2021. We're all supposed to be hopeless now.
Yeah, you sign up for the gym, fuck you.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting a call on line one. It looks like I think this is New York City. 212?
Yeah, that definitely is. Well, there's a way to start the new year. All right, area code 212. You are on with the War on Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Marc, the Shark Santini, bro. I'm calling from New York City. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Marc. Doing good. How are you?
Boom! You know how I'm doing? Best of World just dropping on 2021. 2020, best year ever. Woo!
You thought 2020 was a good year then?
Hey, 2020, it went off like a fucking firecracker. It went off like a nuclear bomb. You know how much money I made in 2020?
How much?
More than you can fucking count, because I'm the number one salesperson in New York City, and because I'm the number one salesperson in New York City, I'm the number one salesperson in the world, and that's why you should listen to my certified number one sales system, the Shark system, the Marc the Shark sales system. But I didn't call to talk about that. I actually called because you were talking about my newest, latest product. And I really appreciate that you brought it up on the air on your New Year's, your first show of the new year. So all the listeners out there in the audience, all the viewers in the audience.
Hold on. We did what? We mentioned your product? I don't think so.
You were endorsing, you were endorsing my new product, and I really appreciate that, because you're talking about these fatties. That they lie. They say that they feel good being fatties, that they're fat positive, or they feel good fat, or they're happy being fat asses or whatever, the smiling lard asses or whatever. But you know that they're liars. I know they're liars. Are they liars?
I didn't say they were
They're liars, bro. That's right. They're lying out of their fat fucking asses. Because
wow, Marc.
We know, and you know, that they've been calling me Marc the Shark Santini, and they've been begging for it. They've been begging for my brand new product, and I don't even know if I should say the name of it, because it's so exclusive, bro. Everybody needs it.
Okay,
everybody wants it.
That's okay.
But not
you don't have to say the name of it, so that's fine. But we didn't endorse anything.
Oh yes, you did.
No,
yes, you did. You've been telling everybody that they all should get the tummy tuck tablet weight loss fuel. Oops, now I accidentally said it. Oh my God, there I go. The tummy tuck tapeworm tablet weight loss fuel. I know that you all want to go to tummy tuck tapeworm tablets weightlossfuel.com. Of course, you can find it out there.
Wait a minute. Did you say tapeworm?
That's right. That's right. We use the magical power of the tapeworm. You can eat anything you want, and it takes the fat for you.
It's dangerous. It's a freaking parasite.
Look, do you want to be like Lizzo, the fat pig Lizzo? Do you want to be like the fat pig Rosie O'Donnell? Do you want to be like the fat pig Stacey Abrams? Or do you want to be like me, bro? Marc the Shark Santini. I look good.
You know what?
I look in the mirror.
I think we'll pass on that, but thank you for calling. This is, nobody call up and do a freaking commercial, dude.
Hey, it's not a commercial. It's a product endorsement. And I appreciate and thank you for putting the power of your words behind my brand. And all of the people out there listening, you know that, and what's your name again?
I'm not giving you my name because I do not endorse your product, Marc. You should be ashamed of yourself.
The other guy did. He said it. The other guy was talking to me the other day. He said, I love this product. This is what I'm going to use in 2021 so I can have the figure that I always wanted, so I can have the magical power of the tapeworm.
Stop it, Marc. Stop it. That's enough.
The fat's going to just melt right off of my fat ass. And that's... All right, go. All right, Marc the Shark Santini, tummy tuck, tapeworm tablets, weight loss fuel.
Why can't you just say goodbye? Goodbye. That was so fucking dangerous, misinformed. Like, tell me that fucker did not pay for ad time.
I would have accepted. He didn't.
Wow.
You could have just hung up on him,
Well, I don't know. I thought he was going to maybe go somewhere with it or something. Like,
yeah, he got a free commercial out of it, basically.
Oh, well.
He owes us $100 now, if you ask me.
Yeah, we should bill him. Supposedly he has all this money, being the world's greatest salesman or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, we actually did get an ad this week, so
okay.
We'll be back in about a minute. We'll be right back. Did 2020 vision leave you seeing stars? That may be actionable. Jimmy James here with James, Jameson, and Johnson, and if I may be frank, this past year was an unprecedented cluster. A shit show, a goddamn nightmare, and that calls for one thing and one thing only, and that is a lawsuit. We're gonna take last year to court. That's right, folks. Jimmy ain't gonna let you limp into 2021 with a $600 check and a case of PTSD. We're gonna get that real New Year's money, honey. Me and my team of crack legal professionals will get results for you. Whether we have to sue Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or whether we gotta exhume the rotting corpse of Dick Clark, you will be compensated for surviving the worst year on record. So call 1-800-JUST-JIM and get your consultation today. That's 1-800-JUST-JIM.
You know, I don't know exactly how all of that is going to work, but I'm kind of down. I mean, if it's a class action sort of thing, we might want to get in on that.
I mean, you don't have to pay or anything, right? You just
sign up and get
then,
your money.
Yeah, then sign up, profit, all right?
Yeah, sign up and get your money, honey. That's what he always says.
Although I really don't see how you can dig up Dick Clark.
I don't think he's going to literally dig up Dick Clark.
Dick Clark was not even alive last year.
Right, I think that was just one of his little jokes.
I mean, he did the Rockin' New Year. What was it? The Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year? I mean, you used to stay up and watch that.
It was never very rockin'.
It was never very rockin'.
No.
And he hasn't been very rockin' since, I don't know when he died. He's been dead for, I feel like, at least a decade.
I don't know, he might be rockin' now. I mean, depending on how fast the body decomposes and turns into, I don't
know, check your Mandela effect. He might actually be alive. I don't know how that stuff works. But either way, I feel like it's a little bit of a cash grab, thinking that you can sue a fucking year.
Speaking of cash grabs, let's move into our next stack of stories.
All right.
I've got one. Twin YouTube stars, Alan and Alex Soaks, were charged with felony crimes after their bank robbery prank went wrong.
Bank robbery prank.
Correct.
Yeah,
it was a prank.
I really wonder what could possibly go wrong with a bank robbery prank.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many possibilities, right? I'll just have to give you the highlights of how this particular shit show went down. Basically, the twins dressed in all black and ski masks and carried around duffel bags full of cash on the streets of Los Angeles. People saw them, of course, and prompted many, many calls to 911. Like, a lot of people called into 911 saying, oh my God, we think somebody just robbed a bank. They're, like, standing on the street. And so, basically, the police arrived on the scene just after the twins got kicked out of their Uber ride. They called an Uber ride. And the driver saw them, said, oh, hell no, get the fuck out of my car. But unfortunately, it was too late. The police came on the scene, thought this poor Uber driver, this innocent guy, was a getaway driver, and they pulled 15 guns on him.
You know, there's so many places to go with this one, but I've got to say, like, the fact that they did this on the streets of L.A., like, I mean, L.A.'s a big town, a big sprawling city. There's a lot of parts there, but it's a pretty shitty town. And I'm just picturing walking around on the streets of LA with duffel bags full of cash. They're lucky that people were calling 911. They're lucky that the police didn't get defunded yet, because, like, could you imagine if it was the gangbangers that saw him instead?
Oh, man.
It could have gone a lot worse than, like, it could have been, like, the Crips and the Bloods pulling 15 guns on him instead. Like,
yeah.
I mean, as for this poor Uber driver, I mean, I guess that's scary, but, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, I'm sure Uber, I mean, they take care of it. They give the drivers hazard pay, right?
What? Come on. Hardly. I mean...
They don't give them hazard pay for driving in Los Angeles?
They barely pay them, period. But,
Tough job, I don't know.
Maybe this Uber driver could sue the LAPD. I mean, the way the city is treating their police department lately, he'd probably win.
Yeah. You know, that's actually a good reason to call Jimmy James. So
yes, good plug.
Yeah, pull up that last commercial. I don't remember the 800 number, but yeah.
Jimmy James, he's the man for the job. And perhaps the twins should lawyer up too. I mean, they could be facing up to 4 years in prison, and the defense is really going to have a tough time defending them.
I mean, after all, I mean, it is a prank. I mean, they aren't they known for this? Like, they got a whole prank channel or whatever?
Look, I mean, I'll just tell you, it's going to be like almost impossible.
If Ashton Kutcher did something stupid, I mean, I'm sure he could be like, look, I've got a whole TV show.
Yeah, but they actually did get off with a warning after the first incident.
Wait, the first incident?
Oh, did I not mention? Yeah. After the police arrived, let them off the hook, told them not to pull a stunt like this again because, they could have caused somebody to get into an accident or, get that guy got the guns pulled on. I mean, they endangered people, right? So they were like, don't do this shit again, right? Well, they went immediately to UC Irvine and did the exact same thing again.
They were like, it worked so great the first time.
It went so well, and surely nobody will know that it was us that did this 5 minutes ago on the other side of town.
We just staged a fucking bank robbery in the second largest city in the country and almost got a guy shot.
It's not like the same cops will still be on shift or anything.
It's not like they would, I'm pretty sure they'd remember this. Jesus Christ! I saw a meme the other day. It was like an inspirational meme. It was Steve Harvey, and it was like he was talking about his like stand-up comedian career and how he became like a rich guy now.
Yeah,
he's like, when I started off my career, I was doing $25 a night jokes, and now I'm doing the same jokes. They're $25,000 a night jokes or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, these guys, they started off doing. Let you off with the warning pranks.
Right.
And now they're doing 4 years in prison
for the same prank.
Good job. Next time you're gonna getting shot by the LAPD pranks.
Yeah, talk about privilege. This is a great example of white privilege that everybody wants to complain about. These guys got off with a warning after that shit.
Jesus Christ. And it's not like that. It's not like this is not the sort of thing. Like, could you imagine anybody actually dressed up in bank robber gear with duffel bags full of cash trying to say, oh, no, it was for a YouTube channel, don't worry about it.
Seriously.
Put your guns down. Put your guns down.
This might actually be a new way to handle, the cops. Like, if you get pulled over for speeding...
You're on candid camera.
Hey, no, it was just a prank for my YouTube channel. Sorry, officer. I was just doing it for my YouTube channel.
Oh, my God. You're an impractical jokers. Look over there. It's Sal over there. All right, I'm out of here.
Oh, my God.
All right, moving on. You know who doesn't get in trouble for theft caught on video?
Who?
Georgia Democrats.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, at least until now.
Ooh. Thank goodness. They're finally doing something about all that election fraud they did?
No, don't be ridiculous. No, nothing's ever going to come... No, of course not.
Great.
But apparently they've become so emboldened from getting away with all the election fraud that they've straight up started stealing shit from voters' houses.
Yeah. Okay. I do think I'm going to need a little bit more context here. I mean, what, they're just breaking in,
more or less,
shit?
Yeah. So this story actually broke on Christmas Eve. Of course, there's the big Senate runoff election going on in Georgia right now. The vote's actually going on today. So if you're listening or if you're watching the show, if you live in Georgia, and you feel like being disenfranchised again by a Venezuelan computer, go out there and vote. And Fat Stacy will rip you off again. But anyway, a couple of Democrat campaign workers were using their job of going door to door distributing political flyers. They were using that as cover for a Christmas Eve burglary operation.
Perfect.
Yeah, so they ended up getting caught with a trunk full of stolen, Amazon packages and other packages that they stole off people's doorsteps.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I mean, who did they think they are? The sticky bandits?
That actually would work. That's pretty good. They could leave a little "I voted" sticker behind.
Oh my God.
Like a calling card. They steal the Christmas gift off of your deck, and then they just tick, "I voted."
Oh my God. I knew I didn't like it when I saw all those Democratic flyers and door hangers and shit being left on our doorstep, but imagine that shit. Now, it's really hard to believe, but that calling card, I mean, yeah, in a movie it would work, but it doesn't sound like these guys needed any more help getting caught. I mean, I can't believe they got caught. I mean,
everybody's got a Ring doorbell and everything nowadays, as is. But these guys are working for the right people. They're like, look, we're just stealing a couple Amazon packages off your porch. You vote for our candidate, they're going to rob you on a much larger scale. You know, how'd you like to send $1 trillion to fucking Cambodia for transsexual midget prostitute research? If you like this, you'll love that. So, vote blue, no matter who. We'll steal from you.
Oh my God! Yeah. You should get a job doing the slogans for their campaigns. I mean, you're not kidding.
Why not? You know, at this point, fuck it. Like, can't beat them, join them. I want to rob everybody in America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Calm down. But literally, the Democrats do fully endorse theft. I mean, you're not kidding there. They're introducing legislation to make it legal.
What? Like, I mean, I know they're getting bold, but like, I'm starting to get a little worried here.
Yeah. Well, luckily, this legislation has only been introduced in Seattle for now.
Okay.
But it is still insane. Basically, this law has been called the poverty defense, and it's literally a get-out-of-jail-free card. All people caught stealing have to do is say, not prove, just say that they needed the money to meet their basic needs.
Wait, so this is like a real thing?
This is a real thing.
So, like, if I don't know, like, if I go to Best Buy, and there's not even, like, a riot going on.
Right.
Like, some guy didn't get shot by the cops or something.
Right.
I decide to go to Best Buy and steal a fucking flat screen.
Well, did you do it to meet your basic needs?
Yeah, I need some heroin. I'm a junkie.
You know what? That actually works too. Because other acceptable excuses will include drug addiction and mental illness. Do you have to prove that you're drug addicted or have a mental illness? No, you don't. You just have to say that you do.
Seriously?
Yes. I mean, it is insane. And of course, it will cause even more crime in their apocalyptic hellhole of a city, but can you really say that you're surprised? I mean, it's Seattle.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm just a little disappointed. I mean, why do people keep going along with this shit?
Look, they don't call it the Wild Wild West for nothing.
Oh, I mean, yeehaw! I guess I better move back to Seattle. You know, I left Seattle a long time ago, and part of the reason I left is because I got priced out. It was too nice. I couldn't afford to live there. It doesn't sound like it's that way anymore. I could move in. I could be king. Hey,
you know
king
what?
of King County.
Unbelievable. I mean, look.
Get some free stuff.
Come on. I mean, what if you rob one too many tech founders and then you aren't poor anymore? Suddenly this poverty defense won't be helping you out then.
Yeah, you go shake down Jeff Bezos' house. You go carjack Bill Gates, and then, sir, you're not poor. You're not poor. You can't use the poverty defense. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I'm mentally ill.
You know what? You might be if you're considering moving there.
Oh my God. Wow. All right. Well, anyway, moving on to our final story of I guess we can call this our theft block.
Love it.
We go to the University of Michigan, where the Words Matter Task Force has been created to steal words and phrases from the English language.
Sounds like an infringement on freedom of speech, but I'm going to let you continue.
It's just a public university. They don't need freedom of speech. Because you guessed it, words are offensive.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you're outraged.
Yep. The once great university is now seriously spending time and resources replacing the word picnic with gathering because it's racist.
But a picnic and a gathering are not even the same thing.
Picnic is racist. I'm not really sure how. Maybe it's somewhere in this 10-page document that they put out. 10-page document full of no-no words. Like, brown bag. Can't say brown bag. That, especially if you're bringing a brown bag lunch to a picnic. You can't say native.
What?
Can't say man. Can't say long time no see. Definitely don't say that. You say that, that's, I mean,
you might as well call put on your white cloak and hooded thing now. I don't know what they call
you might
them,
as well burn a cross on somebody's lawn.
Seriously.
And don't say the word insane.
Oh, well, that's too bad, because that last one could really come in handy when describing the tuition bill you pay for this shit every semester.
Tell me about it. I looked it up. Again, this is a public university. I know that it's a somewhat prestigious university, but it's a public state school. It's over $50,000 for out-of-state tuition to this fucking school.
To live in Michigan.
Yeah, to go to Ann Arbor and to get this kind of an education where they tell you that if you use the word brown bag, you're a fucking Nazi. Like,
you know what? To be fair, I mean, the last time I checked, you're not even allowed to go outside in the state of Michigan anymore. So, I don't really think that the whole outlawing picnics thing is going to be an issue.
Maybe that's why they had to ban the word picnic, Because if Gretchen fucking Whitmer finds out that you're having a picnic, she's going to swoop over there on her broomstick.
Oh my God.
I mean, did you even see that they're bringing this nonsense to the floor of the House of Representatives?
What? Okay, I got a lot of problems with that, but, the big one is, don't they have anything more important to do right now?
But you want them to make more laws?
No!
I mean, I'd rather them do this kind of shit than that. But Nancy Pelosi, this just broke like yesterday. So she was like, she must have seen this thing from University of Michigan. She's like, oh, I can do them even better. So she's issued some rules for the representatives in Congress. They're not allowed to use gendered terms, meaning they can't use words like mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, and uncle.
So freedom of speech, I guess, is out. And then, on top of that...
reality's out.
my reaction to that is, I understand wanting to be inclusive, and I understand there are people who may not identify for whatever reason with those types of terms. That's fine, but there are plenty of people who do, so why can't... They want us to be accepting of calling them, whatever weird pronouns or terms they want to be called by. Why can't we use terms like mother and father?
And how is this even an issue? Well, the best part is Nancy Pelosi's like some old Italian grandmother. Like, at least that's what she, until 2 years ago, that's what she wants everybody. If you look at her Twitter bio, she still describes herself that way. She's like, oh, I'm a grandmother and a mother.
Really? I mean...
Bitch, you're not even allowed to say that in Congress anymore, according to your insane rules.
Well, look... That, the one way I do understand why they introduced this legislation, in all seriousness.
Please make it make sense.
Yeah, of course. I mean, now, just try. Just you try to say Joe Biden's son or brother are under federal investigation. I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah, there you go. Or try to say this. Nancy Pelosi's a motherfucking bitch. Anyway, we're getting a call.
All right, you want to take this one?
Yeah, why not? Great timing, too. All right, area code 803. You're on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Karen, and I was just calling in from Columbia, South Carolina. And I was just thinking about, y'all make some decent points here, You really do. Words do matter. Words do matter. They're important.
Oh, so you think that it makes sense to go banning words from the English language?
Absolutely. Absolutely I do. I tell you what, me and my family, we went out to dinner on Christmas Eve. Jesus' birthday. We went out to eat, and it was me and 15 of my closest family members. And we went out to our local restaurant, and I can tell you, the words that they chose to use were so offensive, we wound up having to leave before our bill even got paid.
Oh my goodness. So they were using offensive language? Like who, the people at the restaurant?
Yes, and on Jesus' birthday, no less. I tell you, I could not believe how shocked and horrified I was. Here I am, minding my business, raising my children in a Christian way, trying to keep a good example. And the waitress, some heathen, has the nerve to bring our bill, and she's written on it, Happy Holidays on Christmas. Jesus is the reason for the season. It's not a holiday, it's Christmas.
And then what else did she do that was so offensive?
Well, that was it. I mean, clearly she's some sort of devil-worshipping, communist or something. I don't know, but I could not believe that we were in the presence of Satan himself to desecrate the birth of our Lord and Savior like that. I just had to leave. It was too upsetting. It was horrifying.
Okay, so this was at the end of your meal after you'd already paid. You say 15 of your family members had already eaten?
Yes, and I tell you, it wasn't easy to get 15 people outside door without them noticing. But the good Lord was looking over us, and He is our shepherd, and with Him we shall not want. And so, we made it out. But I did. Before y'all get to thinking that I'm not some sort of good Christian, I did leave a tip. I turned the other cheek and I left her a tip.
You left her a tip, but you ran out on the bill?
Yes, I left her a tip. Hopefully that'll change her heart and soften her mind a little.
Yeah. Karen. Okay.
Do you want to know the tip I left her?
Yeah, I guess. How much of a tip did you leave?
I wrote down, since she wrote down Happy Holidays, I figured we were communicating in a penmanship there, so I wrote down, don't eat soup in the rain, you'll never finish. Get it? That's the tip.
You wrote down a joke, a joke, like a ha ha ha. There's a tip for you.
Maybe you didn't hear me. She was a Satanist. A Satanist on Christmas Eve.
How much was your bill? How much was this tab?
Oh, I can't remember. But $400 or $500, something like that. Who cares? We didn't have to pay it.
I think you did have to pay it. You just ran out on it. It's called dining and ditching.
It's called freedom of religion, or don't you believe in America?
I mean, I do, but she didn't write "Hail Satan" on your tip on your bill. She wrote "Happy Holidays."
She might as well have.
Maybe she was including Christmas in the holiday. Maybe she was saying, "Have a happy Christmas, have a happy New Year, have a happy."
In all my years, I've been living in Colombia for many, many years now. A Christian woman doesn't say how many, but I've been living here in all my years. I've never seen a person use some sort of, what would you do? Like she clearly, did not look like, she included Christmas in her holidays. She was definitely, not of the Christian faith.
Why do you say that?
Well, if I must say, let's just say her nose gave it away, okay?
Wow. Karen, I really I don't know what to say. You realize you just called in and you confessed to a crime here. You can't just... You basically stole $400 or $500 from this restaurant.
Oh, come on. It's not a crime. They didn't call the police or anything. If anything, they should have called the priest.
How do you know they didn't call the police? Have you been back there?
Well, God knows.
All right. Well, would you go back?
Well, I don't see why. Clearly they're in the business of employing some sort of, devil-worshipping lunatic.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you found a way to score a free meal. Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, Merry Christmas. God bless you. Bye-bye.
I just love it when our listeners call in and just confess their crimes to us.
It's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, what a way to spread Christmas cheer.
And he was so proud of it, too.
You know, let's just put the call out now to all our listeners. If you have a crime that you've committed for some insane reason, call us up. Don't forget about the call-in line. Apparently Karen didn't. 813-906-9099.
Yeah, call in or comment down below in the chat. Tell us, who did you rip off this year at Christmas time? Who did you screw over? Tell us all about it.
And what plans do you have for 2021? You gonna rip off a toy store?
That would be great.
Home Alone 2, people. We did Home Alone 1 earlier. Now we're doing Home Alone 2.
Absolutely. Anyway, we've covered a lot of heavy stuff so far. A lot of political nonsense. And I don't normally go for the whole New Year's resolution thing. But one of the things I'm going to try to do in 2021 is find the stupidity and the humor in everyday life. Not just in politics all the time.
Thank God, I am so about that. The political stuff can get really exhausting.
I know, right? I know we had the election cycle toward the end of the year. It kind of took over a little bit.
It did.
I want to kind of keep it light. Let's talk about, let's get really light. Let's talk about an intergalactic comic book superhero. Nothing political about that at all, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like this is leading somewhere?
All right, you got me. It is. It is. Because,
great.
Of course, Marvel Comics has announced in its latest Guardians of the Galaxy book that Star-Lord...
Oh, I love Star-Lord.
Well, let's see if you still do, because they've just announced that Star-Lord is some kind of bisexual, polyamorous sex pervert now.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Can't say I really see how that would come in handy when fighting Thanos.
Well, that's because you lack imagination.
Oh. Okay.
Everybody saw, what was the movie a couple years ago? The Infinity
Wars.
Infinity Wars.
I think.
Yeah, everybody, he got all that flack because they were trying to fight Thanos and he couldn't get the glove off of him.
Yeah, he totally messed it up. I mean, I'll say it. Star-Lord really, really fucked that one up.
Yeah, the whole internet turned on him.
Yeah.
Because, you know why? Because he was a breeder. He was too worried about his girlfriend. He wasn't enough of a polyamorous bisexual sex pervert. If he had instead tried to distract Thanos, maybe given him a handy or something, they could have gotten that gauntlet right off.
Oh my God.
See, there you
go.
You can look forward to that in the next Avengers movie. I'm sure that Chris Pratt can't wait to portray that.
You know what? That's honestly probably why they did it. I mean, if they found out, hey, Chris Pratt, you're a decent and moral Christian guy in Hollywood? Okay. Well, next movie you're doing a sex scene with Bautista, so buckle up, bitch.
What? Now Drax is one of them, too? Are all the Guardians of the Galaxy, is it just a big giant, orgy spaceship now? Is that the new Guardians of the Galaxy film?
You know what? I am honestly shocked that we haven't seen as Guardians of the Galaxy orgy.
No wonder that director, everything broke about him. God.
Seriously.
What's happened with the little raccoon guy?
You don't want to know.
What's really going to happen is they're gonna pitch this stuff to Chris Pratt, and he's just going to quit. They always do this. They find out that you're a decent guy in Hollywood. They try to turn you into some objectionable character. He's going to say, "I'm not going to do that. I don't care. I'm not going to do it." They're going to say, "Well, I don't care. We're the franchise that thinks that Don Cheadle and Terrence Howard are interchangeable. We're just going to replace you with Kevin Spacey and not even acknowledge it."
There you go.
Kevin Spacey will be like, "Oh, I'm back." I don't care if you make me king of the Pep Files. In fact, I'm all for it.
Wow. I just gotta say, I mean, as ridiculous as this is, the thing that gets me the most hung up is that these characters are supposed to be for kids. I mean, I know adults enjoy them too. I enjoy them. But at the end of the day, comic books have always been written for children, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, that's why they're doing this. But just wait till DC one-ups them. Like DC, somebody at DC's feverishly like writing the next Batman and doing edits. They're like, oh, so they're gonna make Star-Lord a pervert? Well, wait till you see what we do with Batman and Robin.
Wow,
we've been waiting for our opportunity to acknowledge the real story behind those two.
Oh my god.
Pedophile Batman, people. Just, you wait and see.
Don't judge their love, you bigots. Now, speaking of kids, you know what today's youth really care about?
I can't say that I do or care.
Okay, well, I'll just break it to you. Pronouns.
Yeah, I'm not really hip to youth culture, but I'm pretty confident that you're wrong about that because like I said, I don't care how weird Generation Z gets, but they don't care about grammar.
Yeah, well,
they clearly don't care about grammar.
You would think that, but according to Cartoon Network, they absolutely do. Because the channel, whose core audience, by their own admission, is 6 to 11-year-old boys, is now celebrating gender diversity and promoting the use of self-selected pronouns.
All right.
Yeah. They're using
So the Batman and Robin thing isn't far off. Like I was being ridiculous,
no,
but
it's happening.
That's going to happen on Cartoon Network
tomorrow.
That's going to be on Teen Titans.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
They're actually using their cartoons to explain, again, to children, that some people go by he, his, they, them, or she, her pronouns. And they also introduced a new set of pronouns, Z-zer.
What the fuck is a Z-zer? Like, are they just making up words now?
Look, don't be a bigot. I mean, what if you identify as a French alien?
What, like a conehead? like, we come from France. Anyway, let's just keep it rolling. Because those last two stories obviously were just random bits of entertainment industry silliness, not proof of any kind of nefarious agenda at all. Let's just move right on to this next one. An activist named Lauren McNamara has made the case that all children should be placed on puberty blockers until they choose which gender they want to identify as.
What the fuck? What? I mean, come on, dude, really? Like, stop it. You can't just put Babylon Bee articles in the stack. I know this is just some nonsense. You have to have a real story.
No, this is an actual position by an actual lunatic.
Great.
Yeah, of course, it does get better. So Lauren McNamara, not really, I mean, it's not their original name. It's one of these trans people. Originally was a guy named Zach, like Star-Lord. He's one of these people that's in a weird polygamous relationships with a supposed lesbian and another man pretending to be a woman. Online, he actually identifies as Zinnia, adult demon female.
Demon female,
yeah.
Wow.
And apparently there's people out there who are taking his insane advice on child rearing.
I can't, I don't even want to know, what the hell is going to happen to the public school system? Like, the children who get sent to the public school system, literally 5 years from now, I can see this happening. If you don't put your kid on puberty blockers, CPS will be called.
Yeah, well, their whole thing is, the whole position is that it's, that biology, that the natural biology is bigoted. And that you don't have any kind of a say in stopping biology from causing puberty to...
That's not even the end goal. That's not even the end goal here. You're not seeing the bigger picture. The bigger picture is we'll all be dressed in, genderless, nondescript, gray sweatpants and sweatshirts, and, we'll have, they're wanting us to, be, genderless, formless, personalityless, beings eating, gruel, slop. Have you seen any of these dystopian movies where, the future is, everybody has no personality or identifying characteristics at all?
Did they miss the part that said dystopian?
Like this is the future that they want. Like, this is literally the future that they want.
I mean, at this point, I'm kind of morbidly curious. Like, I wasn't put on puberty blockers, so, like, they didn't get to me. I was not prevented from having a personality. I was allowed to actually develop into being my own person. So, like, I'm just morbidly curious to see where this Overton window is going to be. You know, let's see 10 years from now, 2031. Like, what's next? Where are we going to be?
You know what? You're not going to have to wait until 2031 to find out. Unfortunately, our next story is about a judge who ruled that a convicted rapist has the right to receive a taxpayer-funded sex change operation, as well as a cot in a women's prison. Again, I say, what could possibly go wrong?
Do you want me to answer that, like, literally?
No, I do not.
I mean, like, Jesus Christ, like, look at this as enhanced sentencing. I mean, this just adds another deterrent. You know, before you go down that criminal path.
You can say that again.
I mean,
shit.
Before you pick up that needle, before you break into that car, before you turn that trick, you know, whatever the bad girls in Milwaukee are doing these days, just imagine spending the next 4 to 5 years of your life locked in an, 6x8 foot prison cell with a deranged man in a dress. And, you know, when he makes you his girlfriend, you know, you better like it or you're a transphobe. You know, that should keep anybody, you know, on the straight and narrow.
Jesus Christ, though. I mean, it's a little dark.
Hey, modern problems require modern solutions. You know, this judge is already in 2031.
You can say that again.
You gotta find some way to kind of go between the lines.
Yeah.
Go between the lines.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Well, while we're covering government-funded degeneracy, the Pennsylvania Department of Health issued its guidelines on large gatherings during COVID-19 last month.
Oh, let me guess. I mean, Pennsylvania, they've had a lot of fun rules and regulations that they've rolled out in the name of health. So was this one just one sentence long that said large gatherings are banned and all fun is not allowed?
No. This was about a specific type of large gathering. They're not going to be judgmental. See, this one was about orgies.
Orgies?
Yeah, you know, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like,
you know, okay, right? How many people in Pennsylvania? What are the Amish really up to? I mean, how many of them are really hosting orgies?
Well, you know, to be fair, you know, they do have Philadelphia Eagles fans, so.
Oh God.
Yeah, but yeah, the state of Pennsylvania, I don't know what a state, a Department of Health, how it even occurs to them that they need to be issuing guidelines about how to conduct an orgy. But,
wait, what? This is not banning orgies. This is guidelines on how to have an orgy?
Yeah, well, you know, they want to make sure people are being safe. So, you know, it says things.
How about step 1? Don't have an orgy.
Oh, no. That would be bigoted. So they say, you know, make sure that you're washing your hands.
Well, I would say so.
Make sure that you're wearing face masks. I don't know if ball gags count. It says avoid eye contact.
I would say, yeah. That is.
If only for shame, I don't know. And it even says in the guidelines, look, we know that you're meeting these random strangers on the internet.
We know that you're having rampant orgies, state of Pennsylvania. Your secret's out. The rest of the country knows now.
And just in case you all forgot, the state of health in the state of Pennsylvania, you can look this up online. It's a deranged man in a dress. It's a guy that calls himself Rachel.
Wow.
So.
Okay, you know what? Thanks, Pennsylvania, because at this point, if an asteroid hits the planet, we probably have it coming.
And it should hit Pennsylvania first.
Oh, it will. Yeah. Our last story tonight is one that we probably should have covered a couple weeks ago when Dirk Shocker hosted our disastrous Christmas special. But it's too insane to pass up. I mean, it's a little outdated, but I couldn't let it go. I mean, would it even be an episode of War on Morons if we didn't cover Gretchen Whitmer?
Oh, boy. So the Wicked Witch of the Midwest. What did she do this time?
She enlisted the help of Santa Claus to sell her draconian lockdown measures to children in a sinister propaganda piece.
Of course she did.
Of course she did.
Yeah. Look, just on cue, it looks like we're actually getting a call from Michigan. Probably one of her constituents.
Oh, well, this should be fun. All right, caller. You're on the air with the War on Morons. How did Governor Whitmer terrorize your children last year?
She put me in jail.
Excuse me? Who is this?
Yeah, she put me. So this is Ernie from Ypsilanti, Michigan, and Gretchen Whitmer is a demon. She's a demon. Look at her eyes. She's a she-demon. She's not even a human being. I can prove it, too. I can prove it.
Okay, rewind here. Did you say she put you in jail?
She put me in jail, yeah. So on election night, last year, 2020, she sent the Michigan State Police to my house. They arrested me. They put me in jail just because I was distributing information that Joe Biden is a communist agent. He's a Chinese spy. He's a child molesting pedophile. I had the documents. I had pictures of his son naked with little children. I was giving them out to people.
Hold the fuck on, Ernie. It sounds like you broke the law. I mean, that's called distributing child pornography.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what Gretchen Whitmer said. Because, like I said, she's a demon. But I'm going to turn the tables on her. I'm going to get revenge. Just you wait and see. But, that's got to wait for another day. I don't know if you can hear me right now. I'm driving in my RV. I'm on my way right now to Washington, D.C., the District of Criminals, the District of Communists, the District of Child Molesters.
God, Ernie, what the hell? I mean, why aren't you still in jail, for God's sake?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be listening to the radio in jail, but I did anyway. I was there in jail with my radio. I had a little radio and I smuggled in, and I was listening to Alex. I was listening to Owen on Infowars, and they were talking to me through the radio. To Ernie, and I had to break out. So
you had to break out? You broke out of jail?
Yeah, and so I've been out of jail, and I've been taking my super male vitality. I've been taking my ultimate krill oil. Oh, I feel so good now. I've been snorting I've been snorting alpha brain force, and I've been running my recording. I got the idea once I started snorting the brain force to run the recording of the Infowars transmission through reverse speech. So I got this app for reverse speech, and I've been listening to them backwards. And yeah, I've been decoding the messages. So now I understand the mission. So tomorrow is January 6th, and I know what I have to do.
Listen,
and I'm going to do it.
I don't know what kind of substances you've been ingesting, but I can tell you there is no secret message in the broadcast. There's no mission. Whatever you're thinking about doing, don't do it. You don't understand. I'm in the RV. I'm going to Washington, D.C. I'm going to save America from pedophile Joe. And I'm going to cancel the coup. No,
I'm
Ernie,
do it.
Turn that RV around. Go back to Michigan and turn yourself in. God, you need some help.
God bless America, and God bless you, Alex Jones.
Okay, I know we put out the call jokingly, that people should call in and tell us what crimes they're going to commit in 2021. But what the fuck was that?
Look, Secret Service, if you're listening, we are not in any way associated with Ernie.
No, no.
In Ypsilanti, wherever the hell that is.
We're just a comedy podcast.
Right, and we're not one of the people beaming messages into his head. I don't even think Alex Jones is doing that. I think I really think that he shouldn't be listening.
I don't normally advocate for tinfoil hats, but does that dude need one or what?
Yeah. Ernie, some people shouldn't listen to Infowars.
Some people shouldn't listen to anything.
No.
He shouldn't even read the newspaper.
I don't think
he needs to be in a padded cell somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, good luck tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow, Ernie.
Don't say good luck!
Well, I mean, I just mean it in the greatest sense of the word. Good luck, meaning, hopefully nothing bad happens to Ernie.
I don't even know what I hope happens to Ernie. I hope he gets locked up somewhere or something. I don't know. The dude should not be out and about.
Yeah, well, do what must be done. All right. On that note, we'll see you guys next week if nothing happens to us.
Fingers fucking crossed.
Thanks for joining us. See you next week.
Brother, you better get down on your knees and pay. 1,000 buckles are being